God! Oh, yes. Good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the madness. My name is Renata Daniel, and Anne's just going to put her lipstick on because she can't be seen without it. We have been working very hard all day long in preparation for our new podcast that is coming out on Halloween, and things have gone nuts. So, oh, Jesus.
Have I got the wrong one on? I've got the wrong one on.
Who cares?
No.
Don't worry about it. So, hello Kelly, hello Rosalie, hello Mick, hello Liz, hello Susan, hello Jenny, hello Christy, and hello Steph, hello Maya. Good evening, good evening. We made it. Yay! We have made it.
We've got a friend down there today. Behind me.
What friend?
That little friend.
Oh, where'd he come from?
Or she.
He's probably been there all the time. We've just never noticed.
Maybe my lard ass has been in front of it the whole time. Now.
Good evening.
I just had the list of everybody's names that ended the competition.
Here, is that it there?
Nope.
Oh.
It's a handwritten note. I thought I handed it to you.
No, you did not. No.
All right. Wing it till I find it. We are really organised tonight.
Hi, Susie. Hi, Johan. Yeah, hello, everyone.
I think it's that.
Hello,
see
Patricia.
those notes there in front of you on the table? I think it's there.
No, they're mine. I brought those in. Come on, this is not professional, Miss Anne. You just pretend everything is super fine.
Yep. Fake it till you make it.
So,
I
yes.
had this huge list of handwritten of everybody that had entered. I even recycled the paper out of the bin. You think I'm joking?
We have a
Oh,
book.
no, found it.
We have a book that we are giving away. Now, everyone that was on Thursday night live tarot is in the competition tonight to get...
We've been pressed for time. Let's just say we've been very pressed for time. I've got to get my scissors.
A copy of this, From the Mind of a Medium by Amanda APS from Australian Paranormal Society. Amanda has written a book called From the Mind of a Medium, and I'll just read you what is on the back. It says, my name is Amanda. I am a paranormal researcher, writer,
Don't mind me while I cut and paste.
sensitive, empath, medium healer with over 30 years experience in the paranormal world. I've been experiencing the paranormal since I was 3 years old. It has continued all of my life. I've written this book for people looking at learning to enhance their skills and abilities in the spiritual field. So Amanda has put together a gorgeous book of beautiful bits and pieces. Not only has she talked about spiritual healing, protection, cleansing through herbs and natural methods. She's also written about showering and self-healing. She has written about our life soul contract. She has written about, let me get another chapter here, our special beacon, raising our vibrations and frequency, and some paranormal talk. And let me see, what else? Mirrors, lots of things about mirrors. Automatic writing, pendulum scrying, crystal or crystal ball gazing, a little bit on trance. So a whole lot of different topics that you would probably be quite interested in. I'm sure you're actually interested in, and they're all contained in this gorgeous little book. And we promised we would give one away because Amanda very kindly gave us 2 copies, and so we're giving one away tonight. And everyone that was part of last Thursday night's tarot is going in the draw.
Everyone that tagged us 3 times and liked our page, they had to share us 3 times and like our page. It wasn't just take part of the show.
Okay, sorry.
Otherwise, I would have been cutting up 1,500 names right now.
Now, this is available on Amazon, so that's where you can grab a copy from The Mind of a Medium.
Right.
And Miss Anne is going to
Now, I'm going to mix it all up, and then Renata is going to choose out a name.
Okay, here we go. Okay, got one. Donna Griffiths.
All right, Donna.
Donna Griffiths.
We will make contact with you, Donna Griffiths, and get your address and send it to you. So
Yay.
Thank you for everyone who entered. I didn't realise just how much of a task I'd set myself when I said to do that. So I'm just going to adjust the camera.
The professionalism is astounding here. It truly is.
You should see these. We've look at these. We're oh so super professional. All right, so this evening, what are we doing this evening, Renata?
God only knows. No, we have.
What's going on with your hair?
I didn't even have time to do anything.
You're looking a bit fly blown.
Rushing around like a lunatic this afternoon.
Yeah.
Because all we seem to be doing is working.
Yeah. Funny about that. This is our job now. It's our profession. It's our livelihood. I'm just going to give you a boob shot. You should have seen what happened earlier. I have the keyboard here, and I was leaning over trying to adjust the camera, and then I looked up, and there was hundreds of screenshots that my boobs had taken of whatever was on the screen. So I just had to shut down the computer and start again.
Look a little bit better. I look a little bit better that way.
You look better now.
All right.
All right, so
Fix myself up.
let's. It's Halloween week, everyone.
Oh yes!
It's our Christmas.
Yes,
As far
it
as
is.
I'm concerned, this is my Christmas week.
Maybe we should wear these shirts tomorrow night.
Well, we've got instructions to wear something else, but okay. But yeah, we'll get to that. So we've got coming up this week a lot happening. Tomorrow.
Hello, Mr. Tabone. We've given Amanda's book away. We've been doing this for the last 10 minutes. There you go, just again if you've missed it, from the Mind
Amanda
of a Medium.
APS underneath
Amanda
there.
APS, available from Amazon.
So tomorrow night we are heading off to an undisclosed location with Tristan, the Irish young man from Studio 10, to do some paranormal investigating. So when we get there, please know that we had to find-
visiting.
We're
We're
visiting.
visiting.
We're not stealing locations. Nobody
No.
get their knickers in a knot. It just there's only so many places you can actually just hire and go and do an investigation at. So this was one that was a suitable distance from everyone, and we went with that. So please don't think we're trying to steal. We don't want to run any more tours out there. No. Anyway, that will happen tomorrow night. We don't know when it's going to go on. But that will be very exciting to investigate with Tristan.
There'll be photos.
Might have to do something that's holding his hand or something. Might have to do seance and hold hands. Just let me Satanise my hands first. Oh, Tristan. Oh, I'm feeling something.
Oh, strong feeling.
Oh,
Something's coming up.
I'm feeling a stirring. All right.
Oh, he won't be coming. Don't anyone show him
No,
this.
we will have a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
And then what are we doing? We're actually trying to get another episode together by Friday that we're going to do for our third podcast. So we're trying to get a chunk of them together because we're going to be busy shortly. And then Friday night we've got
One tour at Maitland Jail.
our pre-Halloween event, which is sold. Now, did you sort
Sold
out
out.
that problem with
Sold out.
Humanitics?
No, but I've got another. I've got a solution.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And then we are driving like lunatics to Sydney after that to be live on a TV show on Saturday morning for Halloween. And then we'll drive back to Newcastle and do back-to-back tours at Maitland Jail for Halloween. Then Sunday we will collapse in a heap.
It'll be fun. But Sunday's All Souls Day, so actually it can carry on. Because the whole thing about Halloween was that it was Hallows Eve, right? So it was in preparation for All Souls Day. So both days are really quite significant when it comes to reaching through the veil and speaking to your loved ones. So if anybody wants to do a little bit of dabbling in divination, if anybody wants to do a little bit of work when it comes to reaching out and testing your psychic abilities or making connections with the other side, this is one of 2 times in the year where it is said that the veil between the worlds is at its thinnest, and those on the other side are very close and can listen in and wish to interact with us, because it's been happening like that for hundreds of years. Now, most of the Halloween stuff that you see and that you are used to is American Halloween, where they do all the trick-or-treating and they all get all dressed up and all of that sort of stuff. But Halloween actually goes, or All Hallows Eve goes far, far deeper than that. It is something that has been around since pagan times, so it has a long history. So use that if you are a ghost hunter, paranormal investigator, and you have the opportunity to go to a site, then Halloween is your perfect time. Or you can come and join us at Maitland Jail. We're booked out. Sorry, you can't buy another ticket.
Been sold out for ages, and then the government will let us have an extra 10 people per tour.
And then that's sold out.
And that's all that. So,
Yes.
like within minutes. So
Yeah, Jason, so sorry at Victoria. It's all cancelled. It's awful. We might do a big, long live session on Halloween night so that those that have to sit at home can actually join in. We might do some divination or something.
Ooh, like that. All right, now,
Halloween.
Steph wants to know, what do pumpkins have to do with Halloween?
Well, pumpkins or gourds.
Gourds.
So pumpkins are really very much an American thing. It was gourds before, and they used to carve into them scary faces and place them at their doorsteps, which would frighten away spirits. Yes, so there is a meaning in everything. It's just been changed a lot over the years.
And it's also a seasonal thing to do with the pagan worship of the harvest and the end of the summer and the because it's all arse up here. We're doing it the wrong part of the year.
We should be doing Beltane, but never mind.
It doesn't matter. We celebrate with our...
We do Halloween twice.
Yeah.
Because
That's
can.
good. I like that.
Because we can.
Yeah, so that's what the food is all about as well.
Yeah, the Brits don't eat pumpkin, Edie, because pumpkin isn't really something that belonged to the United Kingdom and the British concept of Halloween. It is really very much an American thing. Oh, in Noosa they're having a black mass.
Now, do you understand much about the Satanists and their beliefs and everything? They're just anti-religion, really.
Yeah, they've actually got a really great set of rules. You should look it up. It's really very
Not that I'm wanting to join them or anything like that.
But it's self-inclusive, and I think a lot of people, and look, there are always those that are on the outer limits of all groups, but they're trying to understand what they're trying to do first. And black mass might just be the colour that they've put onto it.
They'll be worshipping Satan as their leader,
sure.
but that inadvertently that makes them part of Christianity because that's a Christian belief with Satan.
True.
So
and
that's really odd.
I was actually listening to a podcast, strange about that, today, and one of the things that was really brought up in that is that all of these old societies and civilizations and tribes have specific beliefs, and just because we may not, or from a particular culture may think that that is wrong, isn't wrong for them. So one of the things that was brought up today was work in cemeteries, and there are some belief systems that really believe that working with those that have passed and going to a cemetery and worshipping them for having been alive and having been part of the world to that point and being important members of society, because they have passed over, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're gone. They're just in a different energetic form, and we can go to a cemetery and do some really intense, strong work in there to use the energy from those people to assist us in our daily lives. And a lot of people would think of that as being absolutely atrocious. How dare you go into a cemetery and do anything like that? And yet in some cultures, that is what is done, and that's looked at as fine. They would think that some of the things we do are absolutely weird and really stupid and bizarre. So you have to be careful when you are talking about other cultures and saying that the things they do are wrong, or religious beliefs, because you kind of have to really go in and search out what the traditions are trying to do and what their meaning is.
So as Cherry and Leslie was saying, it was turnips in Scotland and Ireland. And Dylan, yes, we do have some ghost boxes in stock. So that's Oz Paratech, and that's what I run. I have SB7s, SB11s, and S boxes. So you're lucky. Normally, I'm struggling to get equipment in. They all arrived last week, so get on there and get them. I'm the actually only person in Australia that sells the equipment straight from DAS and Go Stop. So if you get it from me, you're getting it from the real deal people. Okay, where are we up to? All right, Barbara.
Oh.
Ladies, what data do you think hold more credence? Spirit box communication or direct EVPs recorded by spirit into a recording device?
Ooh. It depends on... Oh, well, you should be talking about that. You're the gadget girl.
All right, for me, it is the quality of the answers that you are getting. If you are getting intelligent replies to the questions you are getting, then that is of interest to me. EVPs, there's a lot of... you're going to be careful with the digital recorders that you're using with automatic gain, that they're not upping the background noise so that it will capture something at a distance and amplify it to make it sound like it's closer, or even a cricket and make it sound like it's closer. So it has to be like an A grade EVP, which means it sounds like the person is sitting next to you talking, or close to that, or whispering it to you, so you can really hear what they're saying. But if you have people that are on headphones and can't hear using spirit boxes, and you are having a conversation with them, even though the actual person isn't aware of the questions, that to me is of interest. So as long as it's an intelligent communication, I think that either way is good. It's a bit freaky though when you hear those voices on the EVPs. What are we up to? Not only do we get a laugh, we get to learn something.
Absolutely.
So what questions do you have for us tonight? I'm just trying to scroll through here.
While you're looking at questions, I will read our first ghost story. So I've got a few ghost stories tonight. They're very short. They won't bore you. They're only about a minute long. And because it's Halloween, we always read ghost stories.
True, Maya.
So this is the first one, and it is a message from your personal demons. Ready? Hello, my dear. You do not know who I am, but I know you. I am one of the 3 demons that were assigned to you at birth. You see, some people in this world are destined for greatness, destined to live happy, fulfilling lives. You, I'm afraid, are not one of those people, and it is our job to make sure of that. Who are we? Oh yes, of course, how rude of me. Allow me to introduce us. Shame is my younger brother, the demon on your left shoulder. Shame tells you that you're a freak, that those thought you have are not normal. Those thoughts you have are not normal, that you will never fit in. Shame whispered into your ear when your mother found you playing with yourself as a child. Shame is the one that makes you hate yourself. Fear sits on your right shoulder.
Nothing wrong with masturbation.
He is my older brother, as old as life itself. Fear fills every dark corner with monsters, turns every stranger on a dark street into a murderer. Fear stops you telling your crush how you feel. He tells you it is better not to try than to let people see you fail. Fear makes you build your own prison. Who am I then? I am the worst of your demons, but you see me as a friend. You turn to me when you have nothing else, because I live in your heart. I am the one that forces you to endure, the one who prolongs your torment. Sincerely, Hope.
Ooh.
Did you like
Wow.
that? Did you like that?
And I always say that the demons are within us. And when you put it like that,
Isn't that good?
that really points it out, doesn't it?
That's crazy. I got more.
You got more? Well,
But
hang on.
Another question.
All right. So how do I know I'm communicating spirit energy and not just projecting my expectations into the experience, especially around times of full moon and Halloween? Renata.
It sounds different. It sounds like something a little bit more profound than you would ever say, if you know what I mean. It's like one of those light bulb moments when you have this profound idea or something comes to you and you go, where did that come from? Wow. So it sounds like or feels like it's not coming from you. And we all know when our ego is talking. Honestly, we do. If we want to be truly honest with ourselves, we know when something is coming deep down from inside of us, trying to get out. It is about that pure thought of wanting to contact or wanting to make contact with spirit, and this deep desire and connection and faith that it is happening. So you have to allow yourself to believe, and you have to allow yourself to feel that the communication that is coming through is truthful and for your benefit. If at any time you are receiving information that is asking you to do something that you would never do, or that is asking you to do something that may be harmful to you, then understand that it is something that should not be listened to. It could be a whole lot of different types of spirits that are coming through, because you've put the big red light on to say, yes, I'm accepting communication. That kind of allows a lot of different things through. It's like standing in a hall and going, yeah, come and talk to me. How are you going to tell that, oh, I'm going to push away all the ugly ones and only the really nice ones can come? Yeah,
I never
right?
get to talk to anyone.
So you may hear from energies that may not be the best, and you have to be discerning and you have to be strong to do that. So always work on your inner strength and that inner self.
Far out. I touched a hair.
You mustn't touch anything.
I have to get up off the floor now, excuse me.
Oh, you don't want to see this. So Sharon, I hope that clarifies things for you.
Oh my God! I was thinking that if we have people come on, we're going to have to plug the headphones in so that we can listen to them, and I don't think we're going to be able to do it. I'm just not game enough to touch anything down there. All right, right, Kel, this is another good question. What are your thoughts on devices working from their own inbuilt word bank? So I am assuming that you're talking about the Ovilus and other devices that are similar. Don't move, Renata. And also apps on your phone that have those sorts of things. So first thing for me is, one, if you're using your phone, does the app need to access a microphone in order to work? If they are accessing your microphone, then that means it is listening to your conversation and will choose words that it recognises from your conversation to answer you. So I would ditch anything that does that. Another one is, does it want to have access to your location? Because if it has access to your location, it will be recognising the fact that you are in a mental asylum or an old jail or something like that, and will start to throw words at you from that location. If it is just a word bank that can come up by reading environmental conditions. Now, the thought behind these devices, like the Ovilus, is that they are reading environmental conditions and then using an algorithm assigns it to a word. So the algorithm comes up with a number. That number is attached to a word that's been programmed into it, and you can change that programming. And then it will speak the word. So if Spirit can manipulate all those environmental conditions, they can pick a word out of thousands and thousands of words, depending on which Ovilus you have. An app that we are having great success with is a Portal Plus, and even though it was invented by Huff, which, anyway, we won't go there, it is just male, female, children voices that have been recorded in the sound studio and then played backwards. You know how you used to play the records backwards, and it's chopped up and random. But we put people on headphones so that they can't hear the questions being asked, so they're not being prompted to listen for a specific answer. And then if we start to get intelligent replies, then that is of interest. But I'm only interested in them if they start to actually answer the questions intelligently without the microphone, without the location thing being on.
But this is something that came up on the weekend, and you have to be careful what questions you're asking.
Yeah.
And that you're actually asking questions to seek an answer, not getting an answer and then choosing the question to suit what you just heard.
So
if someone's saying cabinet and you then say, what cabinet? And they say sock, and you go, is that my sock? You're not actually asking a question. You're just feeding the question into what has just been said. So yes, lead the conversation and keep asking the same question until you get a response, or after 3 or 4 responses, ditch it and try something else. So if you're asking, for example, how many people are in this room right now, what you are waiting to hear is a 2, right? For us,
I like to say how many living people are in the room. That way you define it, because
if they say, for example, or if it's if someone hears the word Australia or banana, that's got nothing to do with the question you just asked. It's not an intelligent response.
If it does come up with Australia, I will go, yes, we are in Australia, but I asked how many people are in this room. So I try to acknowledge the fact that that word has come through, which is associated to where we are, but it's not.
I'm not still.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to get a specific answer to a question.
Yeah.
And more often than not, we get overrid by people who like to. Anyway. Let's go on to another question, shall we? Any questions during the investigation you should not ask?
What's your name? What's your name? Yeah, it's very rare that they will actually give you a name. Ask questions that are emotionally laden. Something that will elicit emotion in the response, not the same thing. What'd you die? What's your name? Where
I remember
are you?
a good one that I did, which I felt embarrassed for at the time that I said it, but I was trying to elicit a response, and it was in the suicide watch cell at Maitland Jail, and we'd been trying the normal line of questioning, nothing was happening, and then I said, something about your family and you've left them all behind. Are you even sorry? And the EVP I got was, "You're a C-bomb."
Mm.
So I got a response, but I actually felt pretty bad about asking that question.
Next story. Okay,
Oh,
we're going
okay.
to tell some stories here because it is coming up to Halloween. All right, so next story. What they don't tell you about death. I don't want to sound mean, but the dead are pretty clueless. I've always seen them. When I was younger, everyone thought I was just talking to imaginary friends.
Flens.
After a couple of years, when I overheard my parents talk about calling a psychologist, I realised what I was talking to. See, ghosts don't tend to realise they're dead, and they don't look like it in the movies. They look just like us. I'm pretty smart for a 13-year-old, so I started noticing certain patterns to tell them apart from the living. They could be a bit distant from living people, and you'd see them trying to talk to people who wouldn't even notice them. Some of them could tell I was different, that I noticed them. Like this guy I saw after school yesterday. I'm a big boy now, see? I don't need my parents to pick me up. Home is just a short walk away. He was standing away from the other parents. Didn't talk to them, just stared at me. That's how I knew he was one of those ghosts. I went over, told him I knew what he was, and asked how I could help him. I don't remember much after that, I think because of what happened this morning. Downstairs, my parents were crying. I tried talking to them, but they ignored me. They must have died last night somehow. Sometimes the new ghosts wouldn't talk to me. Some police officers and reporters just arrived. They won't talk to me either. Just my parents. It's weird. I've never seen so many ghosts together before. Why won't anyone talk to me?
Guess who died? Wasn't the parents. That's a bit Sixth Sense.
That's a bit spooky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another great story.
All right, Dylan, this is a big question. I'll try to answer it briefly as I can. They all do the same job. The SB11, the SB7 and the Ghost Box. They are radio scanners that scan through the waves very rapidly. A Ghost Box, which is the S Box, which is built by Ghost Stop, has a flashlight built into it. It also has a recording. You can put a SD card into it and it can record the session, and it also has a much stronger speaker built into it. It's red and black. The SB7, which is about that big, is one radio that can scan either AM or FM. You can change the speed of the sweep rate just like the other one, and it again is a device that the spirits are supposed to be able to talk through. The SB11 is sort of like, I describe that as the Mercedes-Benz of the spirit boxes. It has two radios built in it. You can have one on AM, one on FM. You can sweep it forwards, backwards. Has a flashlight, red flashlight built into it. Has a mute button on the side. It has a temperature reader on the front of it. And it has an onboard speaker which is quite loud. So the best ones for the best speakers, so the best volume, are the SB11 and the S-Box. A little portable one is the SB7, which comes with a speaker, but don't turn the speaker up past 20 when you've got the little ball speaker in it, because you can blow the speaker out on the SB7. They all do the same job. It's just what you like to use.
Rochelle's got a good question there.
Rochelle?
Hi ladies, in the last year I have lost 2 family members. So sorry, my darling. How do I get them to show me signs that they're around me? You can't get them to do anything. You can only ask, and it is really up to them to do so. Some souls take longer to respond and to come back to family after a passing. I don't know why. They do. Some never do. Some just don't want to, for whatever reason. Think they have as much free will as we do. So all you can do is keep asking and hoping that you can actually see the signs when they are delivered, because that's another problem, Rochelle. We may be expecting butterflies or 5-cent coins on the ground or whatever. It may not be the way that they want to show you the sign that they are there. It might be something a little bit more dramatic, or it might be something very subtle. So you have to really keep your eye open to see what the sign is that they are actually sending you. Don't assume that it's going to be something like a butterfly or a lady beetle or whatever it might be. It may be something completely different. What are you laughing at, Mel?
I'm laughing at Mel's little joke she just put in there. I'm hoping that sound is better now. When I switched off the camera, it put it onto a default microphone, which is a shitty microphone. So hopefully it's better with that one now. I was told the best way to masturbate was with a dead arm. Worst funeral ever. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm sorry. Alright, we're just getting past. Keep your hand off it, Anne. Yep, I'm trying. Magic trick. No touchy, Anne. Alright, hang on.
Next
I'm
story.
Oh my god, okay, you
Next
get the
story.
story and I'll find the questions.
Okay, this is called This New Old House. We bought an old house, my boyfriend and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal, but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel, similar to your skin when you're peeling from sunburn. Ugh. I don't know about you, but I kind of make a game of peeling, on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room is a person's name and a date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I googled one of the names and discovered the person was actually a missing person. The missing date matching the date under the wallpaper. The next day I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally set out the crime scene team. I overheard one of the texts saying, "Yep, it's human." Human? What's human? "Ma'am, where is the material you removed from the walls already? This isn't wallpaper you were removing."
Oh! Oh, that's worse than peeling a sunburn. Ew, where are you finding these?
I hope you're liking these stories.
Dylan, yes, I have heard of Necrophonic, and I have, I think Renata's downloaded
I have it on the phone.
I have not used it, so I honestly can't give you an opinion on it. But
any apps that are on your phone well, they're probably just as good as any other app.
As I said, if it's accessing your microphone, if it's accessing your location, just be aware that's sus, that they're trying to give you the words you want to hear. Okay. How come the spirits don't seem to communicate in accurate language on their living language? What makes it so difficult? Eddie, we struggle quite a bit sometimes with communication from the other side. It's like
they don't have a voice box, and they don't have a mouth, and they don't have a tongue. So everything has to either be telepathic, and it needs to be received and then interpreted and translated by someone who is receiving the message, which means that it can be misinterpreted, or they put in what they believe is coming through as a message, not what is really coming through. So they're kind of straining to find people who will give the message over, or they're trying to deliver the message through something like a spirit box. Do they know how to use one of those?
And it's quite often when we're doing our own personal work in the sales parlour, the messages will start to come through and then get broken off. It's like the old landlines where you'd get a good connection and then suddenly all it goes staticky and then drop out altogether, and then sometimes you might get cross-wired with someone else, and I think if it was easy, there'd be no mystery. And everyone would be doing it. So
and how would it change all of our lives if we all thought there was an afterlife?
All right. So Nicole's feeling drawn to learn tarot. Any good advice on a book or a recommendation?
Go to Biddy Tarot online. Biddy. She's actually an Australian lady, and she is very, very simple and easy to follow. So she actually has the tarot cards online with her descriptors, but she often runs courses as well online. So go there and try. Then it's probably best to try and learn with a group so that you can start to read for each other and do a few lessons like that, and go from there. Keep it simple, so don't start drawing 10 cards and trying to read them. Start with one. Yeah, just like an oracle card. Draw one card and get information out of that before you go on and start reading multiple cards.
All right, so Alabaster Nightmare, what are your feelings about Huff Paranormal? I haven't watched his stuff in a few years, so I'm a bit out of touch, but curious what others think.
How about we leave everybody else to answer that? Who knows about Huff Paranormal? Who has something to say about it?
Oh no, I'm quite happy to say something.
Off you go then.
I have nothing personal against the man. I just don't agree with some of his ethics. To be jumping online as somebody dies and family is still trying to cope with the grief of it, and then claiming you've made contact with them and that you're speaking to them, it's just, to me personally, is inappropriate. It's too soon, as I always like to say, too soon.
And what makes him so special?
And it's a little bit, it's a little bit of ego happening there. Also, some of the devices that he has created, good on him for giving it a crack and trying to find new devices. But after having stocked some of the devices and seeing how they're actually made and the markup on them, I was a little mortified, and I no longer stock those things. So he also not long ago found Jesus and told everyone that
everything was demonic and evil.
Everything was demonic in the paranormal, and he's walking away from it, never to ever do it again.
Yeah, and then he came back.
Yeah. And it was all over it again. So, each to their own, but it's not something. It's not my cup of tea, so to speak. What's this one? Do you pick up modern devices with traditional methods?
Do you pick up more spiritual? Oh boy!
Oh, we boring you, Renata. Sorry. Now you know what's going to happen. You made me yawn, and they're all going to yawn. I use the modern spirit communication with the tour groups and things like that because they watch the TV shows and that's what they like. And we have had astounding communication come through. But if I'm after self-development and personal development or group development, we normally go back to our glass dowsing sessions that we do, and we speak to them in the old-fashioned ways. But you have to trust the people that you're sitting with, that they don't have an agenda and they're pushing the glass to where they want it to go.
Both methods are very, very good and useful. Yep. I think the traditional methods need more time, and if you are on a tour creating a group experience, then people get very edgy if nothing's happening given 5 minutes, because people can't sit for 5 minutes anymore without something needing to happen.
Could I get you to pass my phone over, please, just in case we end up with a troll and I miss it, because Christy will let us know.
So, Mel, I love the old-fashioned stuff,
too.
But I also love doing the work with the new technology now. And I think we should give everything a go and see what works best.
You know what we do have to do? We have to let you all know about our new podcast, True Hauntings. You can now go to iTunes and Spotify and sign up for our podcast. But what we really need you to do, now we offer what we do here free of charge on Monday nights and Thursday nights, and we try to give you some live crosses. But if you want to help us and give back in some way, and we thank you to those people who are giving us stars as well, and our Patreons who support us financially, but without costing you a cent, if you could go onto Spotify and iTunes and listen to our little teaser that we've got on there, and then subscribe, and if you enjoyed that little snippet, listen right through the end to the voiceover at the end. Please leave us a 5-star review or whatever the top review is, because we are just starting out and there are so many people out there that we want to hit the ground running. So if you have Spotify or iTunes right now, open it up this second. Right this second. Search True Hauntings and you should be able to find us there. Now,
What's it look like? Sharon, what it looks like?
I'll show you what it looks like. There it is. That's the True Hauntings. Oh, this is the Spotify one. I'm just opening it now.
Oh, I need a coffee.
Yeah, we've got a long night. We've got an interview after this as well. So that's it there. True Hauntings. Human Labs. It's by, and that's been put together by our awesome team. Oh, here, I'll let you have a little listen to the.
Oh no, don't.
Welcome to True Hauntings, the newest
Oh, I can't. Where do I get down
podcast to hit
there?
the airwaves.
Oh, no, I want to get down to.
The duo now turn to high-profile cases that have attracted the eyes of the world.
That's enough. That's enough. It's a teaser. It's enough. It's enough.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's enough.
Oh my God, Connor and crew, thank you so much for taking little old us on board and making. They actually shined up a turd and sprinkled glitter on it. But please, if you could do that for us, we'd really appreciate it. Let me just explain what's happened with the pages because it's mass confusion. We have the Frightfully Good Anne and Renata. It was Frightfully Good Paranormal Spiritual Community. They've branded us as Anne and Renata. Yep. They set up a Facebook page for us called Anne and Renata. So then we tried to combine the two pages, and Facebook, for love nor money, would allow us to combine the feckers. So what we've done now is we've turned the other Anne and Renata page into True Hauntings. So that's just going to be podcast information, pictures associated with the podcast, teasers from the podcast. So please make sure you stay on that one. And now this is our one and only page, Anne and Renata, Frightfully Good. Yes, we still have Oz Paratech, Newcastle Ghost Tours, Spirit Talks Australia Radio, Magical Happenings or whatever, Haunting, whatever the fuck it is. But that's not the Anne and Renata brand. So the Anne and Renata brand is this page you are watching from now, and there is YouTube as well. But you don't need to do anything. You don't need to change anything. You're on the right page. All right, so Renata.
I need to pare back. I've got 25 pages.
Yeah.
I've got to stop
Yeah.
this. Another story. Here we
Because
go.
can't have enough.
This one's called Guardians.
Oh, is my angels with me? Oh.
He awoke to the huge insect-like creature looming over his bed and screamed his lungs out. They hastily left the room and he stayed up all night shaking and wondering if he had been a dream. The next morning there was a tap on the door. Gathering his courage, he opened it to see one of them gently place a plate filled with fried breakfast on the floor, then retreat to a safe distance.
Fried breakfast?
This happened every day for weeks. At first he was worried that they were fattening him up, but after a particularly greasy breakfast left him clutching his chest from heartburn,
No, it must be
they
keto.
were replaced with fresh fruit. As well as cooking, they poured hot steamy baths for him and even tucked him in when he went to bed. It was bizarre. One night he awoke to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find a decapitated burglar being devoured by the insects. He was sickened, but disposed of the remains as best he could. He knew they had been protecting him. One morning, the creatures wouldn't let him leave his room. He lay down, confused, but trusting as they ushered him back into bed. Whatever their motives, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread throughout his body. It felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chittered as he spasmed and moaned. It was only when he felt a terrible squirming feeling beneath his skin that he realised the insects hadn't been protecting him. They had been protecting their young.
The babies. You say you'll never eat a baby, but the baby's eating them. These are awful. Look, I'm going to answer this one because it isn't our tarot reading night but it's a question about spirit and what happens on the other side.
Yep.
So, Renata, I'll leave that one with you.
Oh, thank you. Hello, finally got time to join in.
Oh, I thought you were about to bath.
Sorry, it's back to yawn. Could I please ask, my mum passed with dementia. Does this mean she will still have no memory in spirit? Thanks so much. Love you, gals. Oh, thank you. Becco Star.
Oh, I love the name Becca Star.
I believe that energy becomes pure when it leaves the body. The body is the thing that decays, not the spirit. So from my perspective, I think that what you find is that your loved one becomes whole again. And most mediums and psychics kind of tend to feel the same way, I think. So I would think that your darling member that is in spirit, Mum, is whole now, and that she remembers.
Sometimes she'll come across to a medium or a psychic who's trying to give you a message as confused, but that is a validation for you to say she is someone who passed from dementia. So they'll give that information as a sign that's them.
Yeah.
Right. There was a very interesting one here from Sharon Lee Pearl, which I'm still trying to, even smelling a centum such a strong tea I received my ex. Oh, okay, you're saying that the smell of something, right, okay.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Sharon.
Yep. Dun, dun. If they have no language that can be translated, images are given. Yep, that's right. Images too. Very good, Robert. Thank you for sharing that. An Ovilus 5. That's the one you've got, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, which is the electronic one. I have an Ovilus 4 or 3, and I love it to bits. It's still got the robotic American voice, but it has the words on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
There goes Biddy. I'm just sorry. I'm just trying to get hi Sue. Oh no, she jumped. Hi Sue.
That's a good story, huh?
This is a bad case of rage. Oh, that was a ghastly story. Thank you. It's been playing on my mind. Patricia, it is. It's to know that they're free from that sort of issue.
And they're still in there trying to escape. They truly are, in that poor, suffering body and mind.
When they're alive.
It's just so terrible to watch them slowly go. Dementia is an absolutely horrible thing. What can you do? What can you do?
Oh, Christy's put up the list here just to confuse everybody.
We have been doing so much, and I think that is because we've been trying really hard to get something going.
And look, this is what has happened, is that...
people think that all of this just happens magically. No, it's freaking hard work, and you're trying 1,000 different things to try and get something to finally pop into place.
And we were just really lucky to be in the right place at the right time. And we said yes to something, or Renata said yes to something
years ago,
years and years ago, which laid the foundation for what is happening today. So it's not like we've been instantly discovered, but they've sort of realised that we have more to offer than what they saw on the night. Speaking of which, on Thursday apparently our new episode with Isaac is coming out, in case you wanted to tune in and see that one. We're very keen.
Pour yourself a beer before you do that.
I think we might have a shot before we watch it.
Yeah, it'll be a mind blower.
Hi, Steve. Steve! Hi, say hello to Karen. It was a cracker of an episode with Frenchie. It was Frenchie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Boy, he's a character. He's a talented man with a big cross. That's all I can say. We'll see what makes it to the final cut.
Oh, God. Okay, one more story.
One more story.
One more story, because it is Halloween at the end of this week.
Oh, look, see, Amber Jade discovered us through Isaac's video. Well, we've got a new one.
Thank you, Amber. Yeah, keep liking us, even though you watch it. Please. Even though you watch it, still like it.
And let me say, Claire had a bigger role in it this time. Good on you, Claire. You did good.
There's no reason to be afraid. When my sister Betsy and I were kids, our family lived for a while in a charming old farmhouse.
Oh, nice.
We loved exploring its dusty corners and climbing the apple tree in the backyard. But our favourite thing was the ghost. We called her Mother because she seemed so kind and nurturing. Some mornings Betsy and I would wake up and on each of our nightstands we'd find a cup that hadn't been there the night before. Mother had left them there, worried that we'd get thirsty during the night.
Oh, bless.
She just wanted to take care of us. Among the house's original furniture was an antique wooden chair, which we kept against the back wall of the living room. Mm-hmm. Whenever we were preoccupied watching TV or playing a game, Mother would inch that chair forward across the room towards us. Sometimes she'd manage to move it all the way to the centre of the room. We always felt sad putting it back against the wall. Mum was just wanted to be near us. Years later, long after we'd moved out, I found an old newspaper article about the farmhouse's original occupant, a widow. She'd murdered her 2 children by giving them each a cup of poisoned milk before bed. Then she hanged herself. The article included a photo of the farmhouse's living room with a woman's body hanging from a beam. Beneath her, knocked over, was the old wooden chair, placed exactly in the centre of the room.
Nice.
How do you like them apples? Weren't they good stories?
They are good stories.
Oh my God, I'm keeping these for next year.
Let's see if anyone recognises you've read them again.
They were good.
All right, final question from Craig. Is there... Oh no, I'm burping now. Is there a link between large mineral deposits and haunted places? Every person always find a link, or am I just looking for it now?
Yes, we have found before, and there's a place.
Quartz.
Yeah, there's a place around here that if you put your EMF meter on the ground, it goes nutso. And yes, some large mineral deposits will create a great platform for EMF. Which is like a beacon to these energies. And yes, they tend to manifest more in those spots.
And some of the crystals act as like an amplified battery.
Yes.
To power things up. So quartz, I know, is one. Limestone is another one.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up again. It's been a while since I've looked at those ones. But yes, there is.
So there might be a reasoning to
bring... yes, white blow! That was an amazing big chunk of quartz sitting out in the middle of far north Queensland. Yeah. I'm going to undo her. All right, we have to get going. Thank you so much for those people who have sent us.
Today's gone quickly.
Thank you for sending us stars. We really appreciate that no end.
Thank you, because these are borrowed. These aren't ours.
These.
I can't even get mine. They aren't ours.
We can't use them on because they don't plug in. They just plug into a recorder. They can't plug them into the computer. They belong to Isaac. Isaac loaned them to us. Thank you so much, Isaac. And we will return them in one piece, I swear. So please, now Thursday night, are we around Thursday night? I think we are.
Yeah, we are.
So we'll be back 8:30 on...
Special Halloween divinations, Thursday night.
Well, I have to do the table with the cards again. That was cool last time.
Oh.
Round and round, it pushes it off for the person.
Oh, that's a special one.
All right, we'll see what we can rig up with the lights and things, because we need to get the cameras at certain angles and things to be able to get that one happening. Good night, my lovelies. Please go over to True Hauntings and subscribe. Listen to our little teaser, and if you love it, give us a 5-star. Thank you so much. See you all on the dark side.
We're already there. Bye.